Thunder! 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 Thundercats! Ho!
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, feel the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thundercats.
I am the spirit form of Jaga. I can be anywhere, and I am always near you.
Hello, Bots and Books fans. This is Scorp1701, and happy Halloween! Yes, today is Halloween, the night when the ghosts and the goblins rule the night, and I have a very special treat for you guys for tonight. We are going to be reviewing the Super 7 Ultimates Thundercats Ghost Jaga. Yes, this is a brand new figure that you had to pre-order from Super 7 themselves, and this is the dream figure that a lot of Thundercats fans wanted and have been wanting since Super 7 has been doing Thundercats, and I was very happy when they announced this figure. So, without further ado, let's jump into the packaging. Now, this is interesting because this was shipped how you see it, unlike the cardboard box that all the other Super 7 Thundercats have been shipped in. So there was no mailer for this. It was just wrapped in plastic. But regardless, taking a look at it, this is a very beautiful blue holographic box. That is awesome. You can see the Thundercats logo there. You have the Thundercats, you have ages 14 plus, Ghost Jaga, Super 7. On the top of the box you have Ultimates. On the side of the box, nothing. On the side of the box, nothing. On the bottom of the box, you have some credits for the box and a barcode. And coming around to the back of the box, you have a huge Thundercats logo there. Contents, one figure with accessories, and Super 7. So this is awesome, but this is not everything. Like all Super 7 Thundercats, this is just a slipcover, and as we lift the slipcover, we can see the awesome figure emerge. Oh, wow! Look at Ghost Jaga. That is so awesome. I can't wait to get this thing out of the box, but we gotta go through ages of 14 plus here, Super 7 here, Thundercats here, Ghost Jaga still remains. On the top, you still got Ultimates. Nothing has changed on the bottom. The sides are still the same. Coming around to the back. Wow, look at that nice picture of Jaga in the holographic box. That looks so beautiful. You have Super 7 here. And let's zoom in. Take a look at this read-up of him. You may pause the video, read that to your heart's content. But we must be moving backward and onward. Wow, I love this. This is so cool. Okay, I can't wait. We're going to get this guy out of the box and see how cool he really is. And here we have Ghost Jaga out of the box, and out of the box to the top of his pointy helmet, he stands 7.5 inches tall. He comes with a couple swords and alternate hands, all of which we'll take a look at in just a moment. But first off, I have to take a look at this ghostly sage himself. And coming real close in on Jaga's head sculpt. Wow, this is so beautiful. They have really captured the essence of Ghost Jaga, and I'm very glad that they went with actual paint on the face instead of just making it all clear like they did with the Tigra. But wow, this is so cool. So going over the head sculpt, he has his nice helmet with a nice point at the top, nice purple up covering the sides with a lighter bluish gray coming down to a very purpley round accent in the middle of his helmet. Nice white eyebrows, some very dark blue eyes. I love the face sculpt. You got the white for the beard. That is beautiful. Coming around to the back of the figure, you do have the helmet backing that comes down, and it's very soft, unlike the other previous Jaga that we got. This is very moldable, malleable plastic, I guess. Coming down to the front again, he has his cape. Let's zoom out because you're going to need to see it, I guess. So he does have his cape, and this cape is a single piece, and it does come off, and it looks okay. And like the helmet flap, this is very thin, and it's very movable. I like that, so it will make it very easy for you to move the joints around it. And when you take it off and you look at Jaga, you can see his bare chest, and you can kind of see the inner workings of the toy, so that is pretty cool. The cape is connected to the top of the bodysuit here, and that is neat, coming down to some nice clear shoulders. You do have some bracers on both of the hands, so these are really neat. They are differently designed. You have some nice sharp pointed ones here, and this is the one on the left hand is just a bunch of studs, and you do have a little bit of design there. That is cool. Coming back to the center, you do have a lighter colored plastic for his chest, and then you have his belt, which is got some circles and purple, and you got a nice belt buckle there, and there's some studs on the side. Coming around to the back, we can lift the cape up and see that the belt does go all the way around in that same design, so that is really neat. You got your shorts, and then you have clear legs and down to some cloudy plasticky boots, so that is beautiful. I love the way this figure turned out. I love the way he looks. It's just fantastic. And this is the third Jaga that Super 7 has given us. And in my opinion, this should have been the first. But anyway, I don't always get what I want. But I got him now, and I am so happy. All right, moving on. And for articulation, I'm going to leave the cape on, see how well we can move around with it on. Starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It looks up, it looks down. You get a little wiggly to the sides. I like that. Coming to the shoulders can move up from the body and then back down. They can go around 360 degrees if you mind the cape. You do have a bicep rotation, 360 degrees there, coming down to an elbow bend, which is a single. You do get about 90 degrees there, coming down to a forearm rotation, 360 degrees there. Coming down to your hand, which gives you 360 degrees, and this particular hand hinges down and up, and it can come in and out, so that is pretty neat. To the center of the body, now you can undo the clasp here, and that will give you this ab crunch that he has built in. If you don't undo the clasp of the cape, it will kind of fall out, so that's not capable if you don't have the cape undone, so that's kind of a missed articulation. And if you have the cape done like this, you can't get your full waist rotation of 360 degrees, but it is there, so that again is kind of a bummer, but that is the limitation of the figure. Coming down to his legs can go up, back a little bit, and off to the side. That is pretty neat. They are now hinged right here. That is cool. You do have 360 degree thigh rotation, which is nice. Coming down to a knee bend, which is just a single knee bend. You do get, not really, well, to a certain degree here, 90 degrees, but then it slopes down to match the calf. Then you have a boot cut, 360 degrees here. Coming down to your foot rotation, which is up and down, and rocks around the world 360 degrees. So yeah, there you go. Not the best articulation because of the costume design, but for the most part, he has everything that you want to try to articulate. All right, moving on. And for accessories, Jaga comes with 4 sets of hands. He has 2 sets of weapon holding hands. The only difference is one hinges up and down and the other hinges in and out. That is pretty neat. He has 1 set of grabby hands in case he wants to hunt someone really badly. And finally, he comes with a set of open palm hands. One is just a regular open palm hand, and the other is sort of like a powered up hand that has some nice yellow tint to it. It is technically called the Might of the Thundercats Energy Hand, so I'm not sure if he actually used that in one of the episodes. I think his hand may have glowed yellow once, but I can't think of which episode it was off the top of my head. But anyway, those are his alternate hands. Moving on. And for Jaga's next accessory, he comes with a standard sword, and this is really nice. You may remember he used this when he was fighting Groon in the Ghost Warrior. It has a nice hilt to it, very detailed there, with a lot of shapes inside with some blues and purple paint. Coming down to the handle, which again is a mixture of blue and purples, and you actually got some clear looks like. That is neat. The blade is nice and long and clear. He can hold this and fight with this until Groon knocks it out of his hand. Then he'll need another sword. Which brings us to the ghostly Sword of Omens, and this is really cool. Once Groon disarmed Jaga, Lion-O threw Jaga the Sword of Omens, and it became like a spirit sword. And you can see this is all clear, and you have a little bit of green in the hilt, and then you got the Eye of Thundera there, which is really cool and accurate to the show. And it's basically a clear blade here, and I like it. It's really neat. All right, moving on. And full comparison, here you have the Ghost Jaga with the original Jaga, and as you can see, they are both the same sculpt and mold. Except one is done in clear translucent plastic, and the other has a cloth cape. And Ghost Jaga decided to accessorize after he passed. He has a cool belt that the original Jaga did not have, and so that's pretty neat as well. Alright, moving on. And for comparison, here you have Ghost Jaga with Groon the Destroyer. Now, I don't know if they should give us a translucent Groon or not. I mean, obviously this doesn't really work. But then again, in the episode The Ghost Warrior, Jaga was kind of colored. He wasn't all blue and translucent. So, I don't know. I think the original Jaga and him would work fine in the ghost fight, but this is pretty cool as well. And I couldn't let the review get done without the comparison. Alright, moving on. And here you have Ghost Jaga with Lion-O, and he's probably about to tell him not to be so hasty and give him advice about how to do something in a way that won't get him killed or his sword broken or just make things worse. And I really love these two together. This is a great set of figures. Alright, moving on. And for a final comparison, here he is with the rest of the Thundercats, trying to emulate that scene from the intro where they're all gathered in front of Cat's Lair. And hey, next year, I could actually do it with the Cat's Lair. But let's zoom in and take a look at these guys. Now, Wily Kit and Wily Cat are not Super 7, neither is Snarf, but you got the Shatara, Lion-O with his Sword of Omens, Tigra, Panthro, and in the back there, Jaga, and that is really cool. I threw a DC flight stand on him, and I used the cape from the original Jaga to give it that little stretched out feeling, because the cloth cape has some wire in it, and I like that, so that is really cool. This is the money shop, ladies and gentlemen, and in a few years when we got the Super 7 Thunder Kittens and Snarf, we can revisit this again. Alright, moving on. And this has been the awesomeness, which is the Super 7 exclusive Thundercats Ultimates Ghost Jaga. And I love this figure. I knew I would love this figure as soon as they put it up for pre-order. I have wanted this figure for years and years, even back when I collected the original Thundercats. And they never gave us a Ghost Jaga then either, but this This is a dream come true, a Grail figure, absolutely a must-have for Thundercats fans. If you liked Jaga, Jaga was one of my favorite characters. I am so happy that this figure came out. I thank you so much, Super 7, for making one of my dreams come true, and this is just so beautiful. Okay, enough gushing, talking about the figure itself. The sculpt and paint and mold are just awesome, dead on. For Ghost Jaga, I really love it. There wasn't too much that they changed from the original Jaga. Obviously, they added the belt and the different colored plastics and clearness. I love that. Articulation, again, hindered by the costume, and there's really nothing you could have done about that except maybe paint the costume on and just make the cape just hanging around his neck, which that would be okay, but I think that would be kind of cheap. The cape is very nice, but it does make him hard to stand. The clasp connects to the middle piece of the costume going up the center of his chest. It may have been a little easier if they went ahead and drilled a hole in the chest too, so the clasp could go through, peg into, to keep it more secure, because right now, like the other one, it just pops out all the time when you move the figure around a lot. His accessories are nice. I really like the Sword of Omens. I like the glowy hand. The regular sword is good, and the other alternate hands are good as well. There's really not anything else that you could have added with this guy. Maybe thrown in a different cape. Like when I put the cape from the original Jaga on him, it was nice. It was wired so you could make it flow in different directions, and he definitely needs something that could like cover the front of him, like he'd always appear like that, and when he would disappear, he'd put his cape in front of him. But this one still looks nice, and I do like that it's a little thinner than the original that we got. And that's pretty much all I can say about this guy, other than I probably should have bought two. Again, he was an exclusive from the Super 7 website. If you wanted him, they gave us a few weeks to pre-order him for $55. So unfortunately, if you're looking for this guy, the only place you're going to be able to find him is the secondary market, and right now he's going anywhere between $200 to $300 on eBay. So hopefully you got him during the pre-order session, but if not, and you're trying to find him, good luck. I would say hold out for a decent price, but this is a very hot and sought after figure right now. Well guys, that's it. That's the review. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a good night, and if you're out trick-or-treating tonight, be very careful and safe. Parents, check your kids' candies and get the good stuff. I hope everyone has a fun night, and until next time, keep playing. Ooh.